Hey guys, I'm Liz. Welcome back to Spring Creek Acre. I am so excited to be back today. It's been a little while. Life just got kind of crazy and I wasn't in the swing of making videos yet, and so it just kind of fell off. But it is such a big dream of mine, and I am so excited just to be back here today and sharing with you what I do every day. Today is another day of gardening. So it started warming up here a little bit. We've actually had some, I would say, like abnormal weather. It's been in the 70s for the past 2 days. And so it's just really nice, and I'm trying to take full advantage of it while I can. I have a bunch of plant starts that I've done. I planted a bunch of my spring crops, and then about 100 tomatoes and about 100 peppers. I don't know where they're all going to go. I guess you're going to have to help me here. But I have all of that going, and then today I'm going to go out to the garden and get my root crops, my carrots and radishes, beets, all of that in. I've also put in some onions. I need to get some more starts because my chickens dug up like 200. I thought that I could put them out in the food forest and it would be okay, but that was not the case. And the next morning I went out and I couldn't even find the onions. They had just totally dug them up and thrown them everywhere. So today I am going to go out there and plant all my root crops, kind of check on what I have that's still doing good even after all of these freezes. I think I have some kale, some Brussels sprouts, and then I saw some of my onions that I planted back in the fall are coming up, and some of my garlic. So I'm just going to kind of check it out and then try to get some stuff planted today. But before that, I'm going to get some bread rising so that we can have some bread for the week, and I'm going to let y'all follow along there. This is just the recipe that I use off the internet. It's nothing that I've come up with or anything fancy, but I will tag it down below in the comments. Kind of funny before we get started. We were getting so many eggs a day the other day, and then we just quit getting them. We were only getting like 1 or 2 a day, and we knew that they had to be laying somewhere else. They don't love laying in their coop. I think the setup of it, we're about to change some stuff, but I found their hiding spot, and they had like 20 eggs in there, and so I'm so happy to have eggs again. If I have time today, I'm going to try to get some pasta made to use some of them up, but I doubt I get there today. I did not realize how dirty my KitchenAid was from cooking over the weekend. Clean on it before we use it. I just put that butter and milk, sugar, and salt on the stove to warm up. This is actually a different recipe than the one I normally make. I'm kind of wanting to try out some different ones. Even though the one I have been using is really easy, I've used it for years, I feel like we could get more out of it. And so I'm just going to try out some different recipes over the next few weeks and kind of see which ones we like the best. This is a white bread recipe, which we don't usually eat a lot of white bread. Everybody here really likes whole wheat, but I'm going to make it anyway. We're going to see what happens. But I definitely want to get this clean and sanitary before we use it. Had this mixer for a long time now. Oh, sorry if you heard that. That was my dog. Okay. Gets kind of out of hand after cooking all weekend. I'm not always the most accurate in measuring. I can never even find the right spoons most of the time. But I'm going to let that sit for a minute and get good and bubbly. And I have the milk mixture on the stove. So as soon as it's all melted together, we'll pour it in here and I'll be back. Okay, I let that butter milk mixture sit and cool for a little bit. I think, let's see, it's kind of good and bubbly in there. I don't know if you can tell. Add this butter and milk and sugar. Mix everything up. Oh yeah. Okay. And then it says, attach your dough hook and add 4.5 cups of flour. I got this really cool little thing on Amazon. It snaps on your dough hook. Keep it from coming out. I used to get driven so crazy when my dough would climb up my hook and get all wrapped up in here. And so for a long time I just wouldn't even mess with it because it frustrated me too bad. Okay, so 4.5 cups of flour. I can't find my full cup, so it's going to take a second. If you're watching my videos and you're looking for somebody perfect, or does all this stuff right, or is it messy, or can actually find more than 1/2 cup in a teaspoon or tablespoon, I'm probably not the channel for you. But if you like the messy, the real, the chaotic, I'm your girl. I promise you. Let's see. It says, attach dough hook and mix for about 1 minute until all ingredients are incorporated. Add remaining flour as needed, 1/2 cup at a time, and mix until the dough clings to the hook about 2 minutes. Sorry, boy, just quiet. One of my dogs is, we found out he was diabetic a few months ago, and now he's going blind. So if you hear a lot of noises from my camera getting bumped, he just gets a little bit confused. But he's still happy and doing good, and we still love him. Okay, just about all the ingredients are incorporated. Actually, that dough feels really good to me. I don't think it needs any more. Okay, Google, set a timer for 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Starting now.
Cool. So we're just going to let it go for the 2 minutes, and then we're going to put it in a grease bowl, which I'm just going to watch this one and grease it. Because I don't know. Oh, my glass one broke. And if y'all haven't gathered, we actually live in a tiny house. I think we actually fall like in the limits of being considered a tiny house. So 4 of us and 3 dogs and a lizard all live in just over 800 square foot. It's like 816 square foot. So you can maybe see like my bed. It's actually in my living room. I love it, and we have talked about adding on, and that may be something that we do in the future, but it really doesn't bother us as it is right now. I think that, you know, everybody has their own space requirements and what they need to be happy, and that's totally fine. But this works for us, and we're really happy with it. We love our little house we have out here. Oh yeah, that does looking really nice. 1 second, I'll show you. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really coming together nicely. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be good. This actually makes 2 loaves as well, so that'll be nice. Oh, see what I mean about the dog? He can't see the tripod. But he's really an angel. Let's see if y'all can see him on here. Hold on. Oh no. I'll have to take the camera off in a minute and let you see. Because he really is so sweet. Oh yeah, we're starting to stick to the hook now. Right on time. We have about 7 seconds left. Okay. See, it just all kind of clings to that hook. What is it, Acer boy? He wants to go outside, but he can't stay out there on his own because he keeps getting lost. He doesn't know where he's at. Kind of scares me. We actually had to rescue a blind dog not too long ago, just down the road, that had been missing for a few weeks from its home, and that just really scared me. Whenever I found out he was blind a few months later, I kind of remembered that little dog. Hey, settle down. Go lay down, baby. Okay, so I'm just going to grease this bowl really quick. It's not dirty in there. There's not really like any crumbs or anything. That dough did really well. Okay. Almost out of olive oil. It's not good. I usually just shop, your basic little market stores around. Sometimes Walmart, sometimes what we have here, United, stuff like that. But I'm thinking about starting to use Azure just because of the quality, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the meantime while I wait on that delivery. Okay, so I just rolled it all around in there, got it good and oily. You can kind of see it's just nothing special. I just kind of throw mine in there. I know some people shape theirs and everything. I never do. It always works out fine. So I'm just going to cover this in a clean towel, and I'm going to put it on top of my stove with the light on so that it stays warm. Sorry, my hands are very oily now. So that it can be a little bit warmer. I have all my windows open because it's so nice out, but I don't know if it's warm enough for my bread to rise. So I'm just going to put it over there, let it sit for an hour. I've actually got to run to town. I'm going to have lunch with my sister. We try to do that like once a week. And then I have to go drop off some stuff from a project that we just did over the weekend. So I'm going to get this rising, and I'll be back to show y'all whenever we're putting it in the loaf pans. Before I go, I'll show y'all this sweet boy that is making all the racket. Isn't he just so precious? Baby. Oh! Well, I'm back from lunch. That was delicious. I just got home. I'm hoping I didn't overproof my loaf. Oh, I always go the wrong way on the camera, but I think it'll be okay. It says to take it out, plop it down on some flour, knead it for a few minutes, and then we'll break it into its oiled pans. So I'm going to do that really quick, and I need to get my pans out and get them oiled. So I'll show you when I start eating. Okay, we're gonna take this, knead out any bubbles it might have. Oh yeah, it said to sprinkle it with a little bit of flour. So that'll be good enough. Sure. Just gonna do this for about 2 minutes. Just want to make sure you get all those bubbles out so that you don't have any big bubbles in your loaf that'll deflate and make your loaf all weird, or inflate and a big old bubble in the middle. I still have no idea what I'm going to make for dinner. I haven't even laid anything out, actually. I was planning on making this like pumpkin chorizo soup, but then nobody in my house really seemed super interested in it. So I don't know what I'm going to make tonight. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and we have gymnastics on Wednesdays, so that's usually the night that I do. Gosh, if y'all haven't noticed, we try to do our counter like the slats with, I guess they're 2x4s or something like that. And I guess we didn't do it right, so we're gonna have to redo those. So stuff kind of rocks on there, but it's no biggie. But so we usually do breakfast on Wednesdays, so I can't do that tonight. Just don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner. I have some chicken. We while I was gone, we actually did do some meat birds. We got 25 Cornish cross. A lot of those Cornish cross actually died. Like, I think we got maybe like 11 out of the 25. So that was really hard. But we did get the ones that we got out, and honestly, they're so good and so worth it. But I think that we're going to do something different than the Cornish cross this next time. I've been looking on a few different hatcheries, which I need to make up my mind before everybody starts putting in their orders. That's usually what happens, and then I end up having to wait months on things I want. So I need to do that soon. But if you have any recommendations on your favorite type of meat chicken that isn't a Cornish cross, they did have the great breast. Everybody was so sorry, I forgot I was showing you all my bread. Okay, so I just kneaded it out, cut it in half. But everybody was telling us that the Cornish cross was just the best type of chicken that you could get for meat. And like I said, the breast was great. And honestly, they were sweet. I mean, there was nothing, but it just was kind of sad. Like, a lot of them got too big too fast. And so, y'all, I know that some people roll their dough way better than I do. Anyway, it was kind of sad, and then so many died. I just would like to try out some other options before I just stick with that. So I preheated the oven. I didn't read that earlier. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it on my stove. That was totally fine. It said to preheat the oven and then put wax paper on top of this and put it in there. Like, turn the preheated oven off, put wax paper on, and then put them in there. But I don't have any wax paper, so I'm just going to put them back on top of my stove with that light on. The worst part about trying a new recipe is not really knowing what to expect. Like, these loaves look awfully small. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here in about an hour. It says about 50 minutes. Hopefully I don't overproof them because I forgot I have to go with my kids. I didn't think about that. I thought that I would be done with all of this earlier this morning, but I should have started the bread before I cleaned my house, and I started after. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, we're going to let it proof. It'll probably have to overproof for a long time, and hopefully it all still works out. If it doesn't, such is life. It happens. This is just mainly time wasted and some bulk ingredients, but hopefully it'll work. Even if it doesn't, it'll still be bread. Even if it's just tiny little small loaves or whatever, we'll eat it with some soup or something. So it never goes to waste. But I do have about 30 minutes. I think I'm going to slip on my garden tennis shoes and go out. I have, let me show you. I have some beets and carrot, just like your plain seeds. But I always put them out there, and then they don't, like, they scatter. Like, right now I have some carrots that are growing in my garden, and then some beets that are all just jumbled up, like they must have washed down. And I've just never really had very much luck with root veggies at all. So I got these just kind of on a whim at Tractor Supply, the seed tapes. And I do know that you can make your own. I'm fully aware. I don't have time right now. So these will work. So I'm going to try to get these in the ground at least. And then I have a bag of these seeds, which they look kind of weird. There's all kinds of seeds in here, you can see. But all the peas, I think, are what I'm going to plant today. I know that they're either, I think they're called sugar daddies, or some kind of snow pea. I can't remember the exact name. But the bag spilled. I had them in one of my 1020 trays that you water in. And they spilled. There's also some blue lake beans, and then these teensy tiny ones. I don't even know if you can see. I thought that they might be radish or something, but they could be. Let me see. I don't know if you can see that. I always go the wrong way. I'm gonna have to get used to that. But you can kind of see those tiny little seeds. I don't know what they are. I think I'm just gonna sprinkle them out in the garden. Let's see what happens. They're not gonna do anything in this bag with me not knowing what they are. so I might as well just grow them. But this bag's gross. It was all in that tray. So anyway, I'm gonna take y'all out there. I'm gonna try to at least get these tapes on the ground. I watered pretty heavily this morning. So if I can just get this tape down, I'll be happy with that. It says they're both about 250 seeds. Oh no, that's a lie. The carrots, the kaleidoscope carrots, are 280 seeds, and the beets are 130 seeds. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them down. I thought that we were supposed to wait longer to put these in, but on here they say they're supposed to be done by March. So it's close to the end of February now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put them in. I think they'll be fine. We did have a really hot summer last year, like extremely hot, so hopefully they'll have time to produce. I'm trying to think, March, April, yeah, because these will probably be coming out about the very beginning of May, so they should be okay. But anyway, I'm gonna go get these out. I'll take y'all with me. We'll see if these work better. It is extremely windy here. So you may not be able to hear me. I'm hoping that you can. But if not, I'll just have to do a voiceover. But I'm going to plant these. I have this bed right here. I think you can kind of see. Right now it has, I think that's a cabbage maybe. And some kale and stuff that's just kind of doing pretty puny. I need to come out here and fertilize. I'm going to go out down the side of this bed with the carrots. Well, the wind really picked up and you couldn't hear what I was saying, but on that left row bed right there, I was planning on doing my carrots, and on the right side I am planning on doing the beets. So I'm going to do the beets around those. I actually planted beets there in the late fall, and they came up, a couple came up and it froze. And I don't see much of anything now, so I'm just going to put this whole row of tape, and then I'm going to water really heavy again. My onions got very much water, and the green part's starting to die, so I'm hoping that they make it. Yeah, I'm going to get these going. Oh, this wind is crazy. Okay, I'm going to start on the beet bed. I actually might change my mind about the carrots. I have to think about them for a second because I didn't realize how many onions were coming up right there. There's a bunch right here too. So we're just going to have to see what happens. I know this is going to look like it's pretty quick. That sun's bright in my eyes. So far, there were 3 strips in the beets, and I only used 2, and it took up the edges of that whole bed. So I'm going to do my carrots, and I think, hold on. I think for my carrots, I'm going to go along my herb beds, which are the ones that go right against that little brick walkway. I think I'm just going to go on the outsides of those with these carrot strips. I think that's going to work really well. actually, no. I changed my mind again. I'm going to go in that bed that's filled with hay over there. That's where my tomatoes go. Obviously, you see the trellis. So I'm going to do my carrots there. I think those are going to do really well. Well, I still have one tape each left of both of those. I did the whole side of the tomatoes with the carrots, and then I did that one side of that other bed with the beets. So I need to come up around the other side of both of those and finish with those last two strips, but at least I got some stuff planted. That's the main thing. So yeah, I'll be back in a little bit, and I'm going to show you what our bread looks like when I get back, and then we will get everything watered in, and we'll figure out something for dinner. I'll see you in a little bit. I wasn't really sure what I was going to make for dinner tonight, so I just pulled a thing of ground venison out of the freezer, and I'm doing a quick thaw, talking a little quieter because everybody's home now, and they're playing games and doing homework, so I hope you can hear me okay. So I took some ground venison, and I'm going to add some soy sauce, sugar, see if I have any sesame oil. I actually really don't like sesame oil, so I don't usually have it on hand. Some ginger, stuff like that. I'll kind of show you as I go. I'm kind of using the recipe and kind of making it my own. And I'm going to make some rice, and then I have some Brussels sprouts, which is kind of a weird combination, but I think it's going to be totally good and everybody will like it. So I'm going to throw the Brussels sprouts in to roast and get the rice going, and I'll show you how it's coming along. This almost broke my camera.
Did you fix this? Well, that's easy to do.
Let's see. Some piece just fell off somewhere. Hey, you can help me cook. Get you a chair. You trying to be on the video?
Wait, I can see it then.
Oh, actually.
I was like, yeah, too. Sorry guys that y'all can hear this noise, but I have to have it. Okay, guys. Guys on the camera, whoever you are. Okay, I get one there.
All you cool people. There you go, boom. You crazy girl. Okay.
Oh, that's too far. You fetch your fight something. That's already lettuce only fell out.
Good thing.
Good, I like the fish. Tastes like lettuce. Hi guys.
Okay.
I like one.
Okay.
Why can't y'all not see my pets? My that camera don't more. They can't even see me. Now what do we do?
I'm trying to cut. Throw these ones I cut onto the
And here?
into the pan.
Yes, there's an orange. Did you cut this?
For my Brussels sprouts, I just did some onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, a little olive oil. I'm going to put them in the oven. I'm not sure if I let the bread over rise or something, but it just didn't get near as big as normal. So we're going to go ahead and put them in the oven. It's been hours now and they both look like that. So we're just going to cook them and see what happens. The thing with bread is even if it's flat, it still usually tastes good. So in the cup I did soy sauce, about a quarter cup of soy sauce, a quarter cup of sugar. The recipe called for brown sugar, so I just added a little bit of molasses to it. And then some ginger.
Well, I think I put too much water.
You poured too much water? I don't know where my teaspoon is. I told y'all earlier. Don't follow me if you're looking for perfection. And some red pepper flakes. I think that's the lid that came with it. Okay. And a little pepper. Going to pour it over the meat that's browned in the my cast iron on the stove, so it's just brown meat and like 3 cloves of garlic. I think it's about 1.5 pounds of meat. That didn't quite make enough sauce, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water and a little bit of soy sauce in it. Now I'm just going to add that, and I'm just going to let it kind of cook in that sauce until the rice is done. And then the Brussels sprouts should be getting close about that time. I'm just cooking them on 375 on my stoneware, which before I had that I just used, your baking sheets. I get asked probably more than anything how we use ground venison, or venison really. And the answer to that is I just use it like I would beef. It doesn't have a super different flavor, especially if you've eaten grass-fed beef. It has a little tiny bit of gaminess, and if your venison's processed correctly, you don't get a lot of game in it. So I just use it like we do ground beef, roast, steaks, whatever. We just use it just like you would a cow. So don't be afraid of it. While that cooks, I'm going to load my dishwasher. That way it'll be done and I can lay down tonight. I am so out of energy. I don't know what's going on, but I will definitely be ready for bed tonight. So I'm going to get those taken care of. That way when dinner's ready, we can all just kick back and relax. So that's it. It doesn't look like anything fancy. It doesn't taste like anything fancy either, but it'll fill our bellies up good tonight. And the bread is tiny, but it does look like it's going to taste really good. Elodie poked it, so it has a belly button.
It looks like a belly button.
Actually, it almost looks like a face. But I think it's still going to taste delicious. We'll just have to have small sandwiches.
The belly button looked like, it kind of looked like, since it's way down there, it kind of looked like, it doesn't look like a belly button, but it's poked like a belly button, but it's way down there, but a belly button is supposed to be right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, I guess that's it for us. We're going to lay down and chill, spend some time together. But thanks for hanging out with us today while we got seeds planted and some bread made. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.
Bye.
Ew.